Hi, I'm Mellody Hobson. I'm chairman of the board of After School Matters. I'm so happy to have you all here on this exciting evening. Hopefully this will be the first of many exciting evenings we'll have while we're all in this unfortunate situation of the pandemic. It's precisely because of the times that we're in. We wanted to stop everything we're doing to have this conversation. Now, fortunately, we get to have it with a superstar who happens to be one of my friends, Miss Alicia Keys. I'm going to turn it over to JJ Rivera-Rade and Sierra Evans. So please welcome them, Sierra and JJ. Sierra is an alum from our dance group, and she's currently a student at Morgan State University, and she's studying screenwriting. So she's pursuing her passion in the arts, and she's also studying animation, something I know a little bit about from having been the chairman of DreamWorks Animation. And JJ participated in our vocal arts program, is currently studying jazz and vocal arts at the University of Illinois at Chicago. So both are going and pursuing their dreams. JJ and Sierra, take it away.
Thank you so much, Mellody, for that beautiful introduction. I am Sierra J. Evans, and I am just honored to be here to be speaking with you, Alicia, and thank you, Mellody, for this beautiful opportunity. I participated in the Forward Momentum program, which is by Pierre Lockett, my favorite instructor in the whole wide world.
Yes.
I live in the Hyde Park neighborhood in Chicago, Illinois, and I have been an After School Matters participant for about 4 years, and now I'm here as an After School Matters adult.
Wow.
So, as she said, I attend Morgan State University, I major in screenwriting and animation, and I have hopes to do things such as this in my career field, so I'm very honored to be here. And then my next door neighbor over here is...
Hi, I'm JJ Rivera-Rade, and I participated in the HHW Vocal Arts Ensemble, just one of the programs here at After School Matters. But I live in Jefferson Park, north side of Chicago, and I went to Taft High School. So throughout all my years at Taft, I've been an ASM teen. DJ Foundations, Joffrey Dance Collective, and then HHW Vocal Arts pulled me in for the last 2 years of high school. But as a motivated and aspiring artist and an enormous fan of yours, Alicia Keys, I knew I was going to meet you someday. I knew I was going to, but what I didn't know was that it was going to be this soon. And we're both extremely honored to be able to sit with you today, and we're going to take a lot from this conversation. So let's go again. Let's get started.
I love y'all.
Thank you. We love you too.
First question is, I want to start with this unprecedented time in history that we're all living in right now, especially as an artist. We're all handling it differently, and there's a lot of, some more than others, like where it might affect them, such as myself. And I wanted to get a little bit of your input. How have you personally worked to both maintain and improve your craft during this time?
Yeah, no, that's so good. Thank you so much. Man, you know, it's been totally interesting and not quite what I thought either. And again, like I said, I've been learning how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So for me, that doesn't always happen easily. I tend to be a person that really likes things kind of organized and everything like that. Probably many of us are. But I've been learning how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And one of the things that I've really made sure that I'm doing during this process, is carving out space for myself so that I can have the time and the space to dedicate to, you know, my songwriting, to dedicate to listening, to dedicate to quiet, to dedicate to writing. Just like I said, I write in a journal. Even that alone, 10 minutes a day, it opens something in me, and it creates a certain solidness that I don't feel when I don't do it. So when I've discovered things that fill me up in a way that feels progressive and productive, I really have worked hard to honor the space. So to create like a sacred space for myself. Look, for me, I'm a mom, I have kids, you know, I have a lot of things happening. So sometimes that, you know, 20 minutes is like major for me sometimes, you know? So as much space as you can create for yourself, and I've been doing that. And then even at night after the kids go to sleep, I'll make sure that I'm practicing. I'll try a new song that I've been wanting to try. I'll work on a classical piece that I've been thinking about for a long time. I'll just, you know, sit quietly or watch something inspiring, you know, something that I've said, man, I've been wanting to watch that forever. How come I haven't watched that? Again, I'm really about putting in my body things that are going to enhance it. And so I try to make sure I have the time to do that. So that's one of my practices that I've, you know, promised myself and done pretty good at. I'm pretty proud of myself. How about you guys?
I would say during this time, personally, I really organize myself with like an organizer or a planner or a checklist or anything of that nature to make sure that I stay on top of what I have to do. This is pretty much a tough time being senior year in screenwriting because it's a lot you have to do. Animation takes a lot of work. And I won't talk too much because I want JJ to have to tell you what he's going through too. But it's been a lot, like 60 pages, keep rewriting. So hopefully it works out in my favor.
Yes, I hear you though. It is a lot. And JJ, how about you? What have you been kind of doing?
Well, in my situation, it's been really difficult. Like, I'm a freshman in college, so I mean, like, especially like I didn't really get to graduate how I wanted to. So just being able to stay positive through everything really helps a lot. And actually, like you said, like, I think it is really important to feed your soul because things that make me happy are like, I'm an extrovert, so I need external factors to be able. Yeah, exactly. So one of them actually yesterday when I was trying to clean my room was watching the Color Studio. You sang 3 Hour Drive with Sir. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It made my heart like so happy. So
oh man, thank you. That's powerful.
Of course. Awesome. And I definitely know how like that's power, like those things. So that's what helped me stay on my stuff.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
Yes, well, we wanted to thank you for your perseverance and everything that you shared with us. JJ, yours too. That was deep. But we know your music is timeless. Many of our current students and alumni, such as myself, probably all remember the first time we heard an Alicia Keys song and they heard it on the radio. Now, for me, it was probably in the house because my mom plays you all the time, so we're like really big fans. So thank you. Yeah, she's on the call right now. As a veteran, though, of the music industry, how have you grown as an artist from your first album, Songs in A Minor, which every single song was in A Minor, so claps to you, to your most recent album, Alicia? And what influence do you hope that your music brings to new listeners such as us?
Oh my gosh. First of all, your questions are super bomb. I wish everybody asked me these great questions. You know, I have grown so much naturally. Like I said, when I first started, my first song I ever wrote, I was 14 years old. And the first time that I, you know, even when I put out Fallen and that first Songs in A Minor album, I was 18 years old. I was a super, you know, baby, just trying to figure out like what in the world to do. And you know, it was definitely a huge process. I think that I was able to be disciplined enough to stay focused, and that wasn't always easy, but I'm grateful for that. And I think over time I learned I grew because I learned more about myself. I was able to have the experiences to start to realize, wow, I don't like that at all. You know, you have to have experiences to know what you don't like, just as much as what you do like, you know, so that you can say, okay, that happened, I'm not doing that again. You know, it's just part of it. So I started to gather those kind of tools and things like that. And so as an artist, I continue to search, I continue to grow, I continue to put myself in an uncomfortable place. Like I wouldn't, even to this day, I don't do what I know I can do. I do what I don't know I can do, you know, so that I can constantly challenge myself and say like, okay, we know you can do that, but what's over here that you might learn or discover? And it's scary. Sometimes you're like, I'm scared. I don't want to be here. I don't even know what's over here. But there's something really powerful about taking yourself outside of your comfort zone and trying things you never tried before. And I think that that philosophy has really been good for me and helped me grow as an artist through the process. You know, even with collaboration or working with other people, at the beginning, I didn't really like working with other people because I was so nervous. I felt so vulnerable. I didn't want people to, like, I don't know my secrets. You know? Like, wait a minute, I want to tell you everything. Yeah. But now I realize, you know, there's something so beautiful about sharing yourself. And it's actually something really cool about sharing yourself with somebody that doesn't know you. Because the people that do know you kind of have a prejudgment about you already. Yeah. And then the people that don't know you, maybe they're more open to who you actually are. So I've found that I've been able to actually be more clearly who I am with people that don't know me. So that's been quite interesting. So that's part of how I've been growing and as an artist, and I definitely see the growth. But I'm also proud to say that I recognize that same young woman from Songs in A Minor today. And I'm very proud of that. And when people meet me and they knew me then and they know me now, and they're like, man, Alicia, you know, your spirit is still the same. And I'm very grateful for that, because the world can change you and it can take you and try to mix you up and make you change and be different. And of course, we're here to grow. So we don't want to stay the same. We want to grow. But I think as your spirit, your energy, that light, you want to, you know, hopefully hold on to. So I'm proud that I can say I recognize that girl still, even today.
And wow. I commend you for that, because I think we both agree that your spirit has stayed the same till today.
Thank you.
And although you gave us such great advice already, what advice would you give to teens who may be doubting their future as an artist? So how did you overcome your doubts during this time?
Yeah, I mean, look, I doubt myself this morning. Seriously. Seriously, I'm being so honest with you. There's, you know, there's days where I'm like, oh my gosh, can I actually do this? You know, whatever might be before me, I'm like, can I do this? Am I gonna work? Is this gonna go right? I was on stage the other day and I was kind of worked up because I had to do a number of things very quickly and I didn't have the chance to kind of settle in, and I had to do a performance. And I had to stop myself, and I'd say, Alicia, stop. You can do this. You can do this. All you have to do is choose to be great. Are you going to choose it? I need you to choose it right now. Don't let all the other things, all the noise, all the outside things, what people say, what you think people are saying, all these things that we do, that we create all these worlds that may or may not exist. You know, at some point you got to look at yourself, and those worlds are what create the doubt. They create the noise, they create the uncertainty, whatever the case is. And at some point you got to look at yourself and you say, do you want this? Do you want to do your best? Because all we can do is our best. And as long as you're putting your all into what you're doing, and you are doing your best, not by his standards, her standards, they standards, your standards, you have to do your best that you can. And I find that when I do that, I feel proud, even if it didn't go exactly as I thought, even if I still feel nervous, even if I still feel doubtful. I know that I put my all into it. I did my absolute best, and I feel proud, you know? So that's what I would say. Just keep at it, keep practicing, keep trying, keep, you know, talking to yourself. I will look at myself in the mirror and I will say, you deserve this. And I will tell myself that in the mirror. You got to talk to yourself and tell yourself what you need to hear. I am special. I am unique. I am here to bring something to the world that no one's seen. I am the only me that exists. I am one of one. These type of things, you repeat them, convince yourself, because everyone's going to try to convince you otherwise. And that's the point. It's a battle between your mind, you know? So that's some of the tools that I use to try to make sure that I'm kind of fighting back from that negative talk that's in our head, all of our heads.
Wow. Okay. And that's why
we gotta pick it in though.
I wish I had my notepad here. I'm trying to remember everything.
I remember the top half, you got the bottom half. All right. Turn it together.
But awesome. I actually had a quick question too, just personally, because I have trouble with time management, like, honestly. And like, you're a mom and like an icon in the industry. How do you manage it? What are some tips for me?
You know what? This is a damn good question, because look, it's a real thing. It is a real thing, and especially as a student and as a young person, and there's so much going on. You know, your friends over here, you got your, you know, you have your commitments to yourself, your parents want you to do this, you have your school, you have to do that, you have your own, you know, dreams that you're working on. It's like, whoa, how in the world do you organize it to be able to actually happen? And it's true, because there's a strong power. This word manifestation is really, really powerful, because it's one thing to dream of something and it's another thing to manifest it. And I think that, you know, it's in all of our ability to manifest our dreams, period. That's a God-given fact. We can all manifest whatever we think. Think back centuries, eons, hundreds of ancient civilizations. What has been manifested came from nothing, you know? And so I try to remind myself that I can manifest anything that I can think of. That's just the truth. So what I do, though, is I'm quite a serious scheduler. So I find that if I don't schedule it, like truly, if I'm not like, okay, at 3 p.m., I'm gonna take the time to practice my piano, because I have to make sure that I know this song for next week. I'm gonna practice at 3 p.m. every day, so that by next week I know what I need to know. If I'm not doing that, I'm off over here, and the next thing I know is 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I forgot to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I truly believe in actually creating your own schedule. So you know what you have to do. You have your school thing from this to this. You have your after school thing from this to this. You got to do homework from this to this. And look, even if it's one time a week, it's okay. Even if one time a week you're like, I'm going to work at this part here, I'm going to put this in here. And sometimes you got to tell your friends, man, I can't get on House Party right now. I can't be on Snapchat right now. I want to, but right now, if I don't do this, no one's going to do it for me. You know what I mean? So I find that, and then also scheduling fun though, too. Scheduling the time to hang out. Scheduling the time to be with, again, those people that fill you up. Scheduling the time to take a walk. Scheduling the time to, so I find that if I schedule in those pieces, eventually add it up, I've seen how I've progressed forward. So really bust your pen and your paper out, or on your phone, write it out, and then like put alerts on your phone, like go for it. You know, for me, that's how I balance everything.
We are one and the same with that aspect. I am the same exact way. I really wanted to thank you for all that you're doing with our Black Lives Matter movement as well. Thank you for that beautiful introduction you had with the NFL with Lift Every Voice and Sing. But you know, a very important thing of our movement right now is the election. So with the election season in full swing, and After School Matters has always worked to encourage youth civic engagement. However, many experts are concerned that our younger voter turnout may be drastically low, which I hope not, but it's what they're counting on so far. So why is voting so important to you, and what advice do you have for first-time voters?
Yeah, so for first-time voters, I mean, I think, look, it's like a foreign language. So what the heck is this anyway? And who are these people? Like, truly, I'm being very candid and very honest, and that's okay. Nobody knows everything. Nobody knows everything. Everybody it's a learning process. We're blessed because we live in such the technological age that we can seek out the information that we need to learn and look and take a little time to research it. I'm actually personally doing that as well, because I'm very, very much interested in down the ballot. For me, I think that we're recognizing that it's really on the local level that we can start to see a lot more of a immediate change, you know, that where sometimes it feels like, whoa, everything is, where do we start? So I think on the local level is such a smart place to start, and in your community is such a powerful way to start. It's meaningful, it really does things. So go ahead down the ballot and go ahead and I've requested my ballot, you know, so you can, anywhere does it, where we all vote, you know, rock the vote, go ahead and just search vote, and 100 things are going to come up to tell you when registration ends, how to, you know, how to sign up, how to check if you're still registered. And it's super easy. I don't know why that's beeping. I'm sorry.
Okay. We can still hear you. Perfectly fine.
All right. So, and it's super easy because it's something that you can do. So first know that it's not the most difficult thing on the planet. it's simple enough, you will understand it and know it, and that you don't have to know everything. It's a process. So I think if we start now, obviously it's coming up soon, but if we start now, most important is to be registered, because that's the worst, to finally turn around, wake up, and then you can't even do it because you're not registered.
Yeah.
But be registered, and then start to learn more about what it is you care about and who represents those things that you want to care about, that you care about, so that you can, you know, align yourself with people that are doing things that matter to you. So I definitely am encouraging everyone to show up. I think that, you know, voter suppression is a real thing, and voter suppression comes in multiple amount of ways, and much of it has to do with making us think that we aren't as powerful as we are, and we are very powerful. And young people, you see what's going on. You see what's happening. People, the whole world is shifting because of you. Because you are so dedicated and focused and showing up and making noise and loud, and all your friends are showing up, and it is a real thing. The whole world, business is shifting drastically. People know they can't do the same things anymore because we're not standing for it. So just know your power, execute it, and be willing to learn. Don't be afraid, and you know, let's keep learning together. I'm gonna close this door. That's driving me crazy.
Gotcha.
My gosh, I can't take it. Please stop. It's a little better. It's a little bit better. I'm back.
Okay. That's perfectly fine.
All right. Awesome.
Well, amen. That was awesome. And I think that's all we have time for today, but
No, we miss you already.
I love being here with you. You guys are so brilliant and bright, really. And everybody that's on this call right now is like such a special, important part of this universe. And a lot of times I think about like, man, there's only one you. Like you and you and you and you and you and you and you is literally only one. How important and special you are. You've been crafted and created specifically for your purpose on this planet. And so it's up to us to just continue to uncover what that is, to discover it, to give ourselves the space to do it. And thankfully for organizations like this that really, you know, allow you to get introduced to different things that, you know, you probably would have never even known otherwise or had access to. So just remember that you are literally the only one of you. Nobody thinks like you. Nobody does it like you. Nobody draws like you. Nobody dances like you. Nobody animates like you. Nobody does what you do. And just feel confident and proud to continue to uncover your uniqueness.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your wisdom and your spirit. Thank you, Mellody, for bringing Alicia here. Thank you, Mary Lightfoot, for introducing us and introducing After School Matters as a whole. Me and JJ both really appreciate everything you guys had for us today.
On behalf of all of After School Matters and all ASM teams, thank you. Thank you very much.